Mr. Radcliffe waved his hat, quite out of breath by the time he caught up with her. "Forgive me. I'm sorry to bother you so soon after your grandmother's passing. I only mean to leave you with a thought, and that is that, for you, this is a new beginning." "Yes, Mr. Radcliffe, thank you. I understand. I'm sorry, I must hurry. I have much to do." And she turned, like a great black obelisk, the veil making it impossible to see her features clearly. "Allow me to walk with you, Miss Chapman. I have news that could offer you some reassurance, security, even," he said, making strenuous efforts to keep up with the young woman's stride. He explained how he had been approached by the vicar's wife with an offer of accommodation and a small salary in exchange for domestic and educational assistance with her 6 girls. Now that both Miss Chapman's grandparents were dead, the best she could do would be to rent their house to tenants and find herself a husband, quick smart. "I would ask you to thank the vicar and his wife for me formally, but I will have to decline their kind and generous offer," she said. "I'm off to London on the first train tomorrow." Well, that was quite unexpected. "Whatever for?" he said, feeling dread at what he anticipated would be the most naive of answers. What was it about London that turned the heads of silly women? What could a spinster of 27 from a small village know of London and its insatiable appetites? How many girls had floated to the city on clouds of dreams, only to fall into bad habits with bad people? The air was yellow, the stink of the river enough to make one choke, and beggars slept in heaps in the open like flea-ridden cats. More than once he had walked a street and not heard a word of his own language, in his own country. It was certainly no place for an unmarried woman. These young girls, they thought it would be all hats and dresses, that they would go to the races every day, pick flowers in the park, and be courted by a line of enamoured dukes waiting on bended knee. If only they knew of the broken-spirited, the hungry and the homeless, they'd never set foot on the train. "I am to become a nurse, Mr. Radcliffe, at the London hospital in Whitechapel. Really, I am grateful for the offer, but I can't stay, not another minute. Not now they are both gone. You must understand." "Well then, my dear, I wish you good luck in your endeavours. I was making assumptions, but I can see you are a strategist. No, a pioneer." She bid him farewell and left him sinking further into the mud. There was scant hope she would thrive. It was not the way of the city. In a village, a man could make a little money with hard work, be honest, fear God, and heave himself up a rung or two. He could call himself a success. London was no place for ascension, despite all the promises. Oh, there was gold, all right. A fortune could be won and lost, or stolen, on the same day. But only the rich, the criminal, or the criminally insane thrived in London. Chapter 1. 1888. We married in St. Jude's, Whitechapel, a tiny dilapidated church that appeared to have sprouted like a fungus between 2 unconcerned buildings in Commercial Street. The vicar complained that the congregation only ventured inside on Sundays if it rained, and even then expected dole money. Otherwise, they'd be skipping and dipping down Petticoat Lane. I wore a blue travelling dress and a straw bonnet that Sister Park had insisted on decorating with a veil and paper orange blossoms, squinting at it by candlelight in the room we shared above the hospital. I told her to save her eyes, but she wouldn't hear of it, being the sort that finds cheer in such pointless rituals. Thomas's best man was a fellow doctor, Dr. Richard Lovett. I remembered him vaguely from the hospital, our paths not destined to cross, and only met him properly the day we were married. They seemed as close as 2 friends could be, laughing with each other, elbows into ribs and sly winks. They even resembled each other, both being dark and well-groomed, tall and slender. They could have been brothers. As soon as we were married, I told Matron Lux, and she fired me on the spot, as I knew she would. A married woman could only devote herself to one profession, that of wife. Nursing was too demanding.